Shakira has opened up about the real meaning behind her huge Copacabana concert, revealing in a moving open letter that the show is rooted in the moment her life collapsed all at once and she was forced to rebuild everything from the ground up. The 49-year-old Latin megastar will headline on May 2nd at Todo Mundo no Rio, the free mega event that draws millions to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, which has previously hosted global names including Lady Gaga and Madonna. Writing for Globo, she said she spent months wrestling with one question: why her, why Rio, why now, before realizing the answer lay in the morning she woke up to a life she no longer recognized. She described having to keep going through the chaos, getting the kids to school, keeping her career afloat, and carrying responsibilities that don't pause for women, even when everything else does. Shakira said the reinvention that followed, as a mother, provider, artist and woman, became the backbone of her last Mugers YA No Lauren era. She penned, "From that morning until today, I've had to entirely reinvent myself. As a mother, as a provider, as an artist, as a woman. And from that learning process, sometimes messy, sometimes illuminated by a kind of clarity only pain can bring, this tour was born, Las Mugers YA No Lauren, Women No Longer Cry." It's not a cry for revenge, nor a flag of victimhood. It's exactly the opposite. It's the quiet realization that crying is no longer enough, that there are children to raise, bills to pay, lives to push forward. And that it can be done, and it can be done with dignity. As she toured the world, she said she began seeing her own story reflected back at her in the faces of fans who waited after shows to share their own 2-minute versions of heartbreak and resilience. She wrote, "As I traveled the world with this tour, I started to see my own face reflected in many others. Women who waited for me after shows to tell me, in 2 minutes and with shining eyes, their own version of the same story. Women who were alone but not defeated. And I understood that what I thought was a deeply personal experience was actually the shared biography of an entire generation of Latinas. Because the Latina woman has changed." Shakira said that understanding deepened when she arrived in Brazil and learned that 20 million single mothers are raising families largely on their own. She suddenly had the realization that, wow, I'm one of them. The Hips Don't Lie hitmaker went on to describe Rio as a place where nature itself reminds people what truly matters: the ocean, the moon, the drums on every corner, the feeling that life is meant to be danced. In a world consumed by screens, fear and conflict, she said Copacabana feels like the planet's altar, a place that pulls people back to presence, gratitude and clarity. Shakira ended the letter by inviting fans to meet her where the human tide blends with the tide of the sea.